Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Thompson Talks podcast with Tony.
And Christina.
We felt it is or was needed to follow up the last episode with another financial episode. Okay. Last episode, we talked about why we've never fought about money.
Right.
This episode, we thought it was fitting to discuss financial red flags. In fact, we're going to leave you with the top 3 financial red flags that you should avoid if you are dating someone. So this is not for the married couples, to be honest with you. But if you married and you want to listen to this, because maybe, should I say this? Maybe you married to somebody that got these flags, but there's nothing you could do.
No. Maybe you're married to someone who has these flags.
Yeah.
And you need a conversation,
Yeah.
some counseling, some guidance, some something.
Yeah.
So
And there's nothing you could do.
No, but you can do. Okay. So stop that.
All right. I don't know your situation, but especially for those who are dating in particular. The top 3, in our opinion, financial red flags. So listen up. By the end of this episode, you'll get those 3. Before we give you those 3, I want to set how should I say? I want to
paint the picture.
Or paint the picture with this. My kids. We talk about it, Johnny and Oakley.
Our kids.
Our kids.
Thank you.
Because they really actually
because last time I checked, going back some episodes, I'm the one who carried them and birthed them. Okay, so you better say our kids.
I didn't want no parts of that.
Thank you.
No parts of it. No parts at all. Okay, so our kids, her kids actually. Let's just say that. I'm not really the father. Her kids. The springtime is hit in St. Louis, Missouri. And there's been a lot of rain. And so when spring hits and there's a lot of rain, ants and critters tend to make their way into the house. Okay, it just happens. It don't mean that your house is dirty. Well, sometimes it could mean that your house is dirty. We've seen that. We have seen that before. We ain't gonna say no names. But we got a fairly clean house.
I just realized what you was talking
We
about.
got a fairly clean house.
We'll talk about that one day.
But we had this ant infestation.
No, we did not. Infestation means ants everywhere. Clean it up. We did not have an infestation.
Okay, I believe that's the word. If I'm saying that wrong, correct me in the comments.
No, but we did.
But we didn't have it. It really wasn't a bunch of ants. It was a few. Okay. But all of a sudden one day, and this was recent, I saw on 2 separate occasions, I think in the same day, Johnny, I guess he was missing protein in his meals. So he ran to the door and he was like playing with them. And then he picked one of them up, put it in his mouth, said,
"You did not
yummy."
He ate it?
Ate it. You weren't around. I didn't tell you about this one because you would have lost it. And then Oakley, she liked to follow. So I didn't let my daughter, I let him eat it because he's a boy and I wanted to explore. I didn't let her eat the ants. Okay. Now, having said that, you like, Tony, what do the ants have to do with financial red flags? I'm going somewhere. Follow me.
The ants are gone.
I researched this because I ended up spraying, but I researched ants. Ants have what is called scout ants, SCOUT. And what the scout ants do is they go into an establishment or a building, a couple of them, the scout ants, and they literally are looking around the perimeter, they're looking around the room, looking around the house, looking around the building, scouting out the area to see, is this a good place to call up the homies? Okay. Once they tell the homies it's all clear and it got plenty of food or it's a good spot, the temperature's good or whatever, they literally will send signals. They have, I believe it's like it's some type of chemical in their bodies that sends signals to the other ants to follow, which is why you get more ants. So the scout ants come, they give the signal, and the other ants come. I graduated with a biology degree, so this kind of stuff fascinates me, all right? Tony, where are you going with this? Here's where I'm going. I'm going to give y'all a game. These financial red flags we're getting ready to give you, chances are, if he or she is in alignment with one of them, if they got one of the financial flags, red flags, chances are they're going to bring some other ones with them. We can stop. You want to stop?
No.
Listen to me. Listen. Chances are, if they don't save, that usually means they also spend like crazy. You have to make sure in the dating process that you understand the importance of digging into the financial history of this person that you say you are in love with.
Yeah, as you said, scouting them out.
Scouting them out. But watch this. What I'm saying is this. They gonna bring some other stuff with them if you don't scout them out.
Yeah.
Now she just did a double metaphor because I wasn't even hitting that part. They're gonna bring some other financial issues with them. I guarantee you, it's not just one red flag. And if you think it's just one red flag, you crazy.
Yep.
In love.
And as we're talking to those dating, the big thing that we want you all to get is this a person who I should marry?
That's good.
So if you identify the red flags, then some you need to run.
Yeah.
Some you need to talk about and work through.
That's good.
And just to make sure that it's going in the right direction.
Because the more red flags they bring, the one starts or the one you saw, but you didn't see the two other ones or the three other ones, and now you got four of them. Yeah. Now you just overwhelmed and you frustrated, and now you married to them, and it's honestly, it's really nothing you could do.
Nothing.
All right.
You can do.
And so the question becomes, or what we're focused on rather, is how to identify these red flags and how to put together an exit plan. That's what we're looking at. How to identify the red flags, the top 3. We'll give you those at the end, and then how are we going to put together an exit plan? All right. We may not, I don't know if we're going to get to the exit plan, but for the sake of time, but we'll see. With that being said, last episode, we talked about my brokenness, and Christina was laughing at my brokenness.
I'm even sorry.
No, you heard
I'll
my
buy you a
feelings.
cookie.
She bought
It'll
me
be
a cookie.
Okay.
All right. So after I proposed to Christina, I stepped away from my family's business and I launched our speaking business. Okay. Now, having said that, at this time, since I'm starting a speaking business, I'm starting a business from scratch. Guys, watch this. Okay. I had no job. I was waiting for the laugh. Okay.
I'm holding it.
Okay. So that means no income. I had no savings. So that means no security.
And women like to be secure.
And I had debt. I had no car. I had no house. I had no apartment.
Oh my God.
She's sad, bro.
Ooh.
She's laughing at the past Tony. That's crazy. Watch this. And I had no real financial plan. Okay?
Yes.
This how bad it was. I had, listen, watch this. With the family business, it was like I got this, like a $500 reserve line. The bank offered it. So I said, shoot, I'll take a $500 reserve line. And that 500 reserve line, go watch the last episode because I told y'all, I didn't take no check because I was pouring money back into the business, all right? Every now and then I'll be able to squeeze a couple dimes and nickels here, okay, to go buy myself a ham sandwich or something like that. No, I'm just playing. All right, I'll be able to do a couple things, not much though. But I got this reserve line, and that reserve line is what I would use like for dates with Christina and things. And so when it got—
I didn't know about that at the time.
Yeah, when it would get low and it would get to zero, then there just wouldn't be no more dates. So then
we went on a date. Your car was declined.
I don't even remember. It might have been. The reserve line didn't. It wasn't reserved. The reserve went out. It was no more reserve. They said no more safety. You're done. All right, you passed your limits. Okay, and so you could classify me as a red flag.
Could.
Yeah.
Yes, not could. You see,
I was a
see, listen. Yeah. He's talking about himself. He's talking about I could be a red. You were a red flag. I was a red flag. For what we're defining.
Hi, my name is Tony Thompson, and I was a red flag.
Hi, Tony.
That ain't funny though, bro. But listen, she's pitiful, bro. Y'all seeing the real Christina now, man. Y'all seeing the real Christina. Y'all see this? Now you see it. That's why we had to do the podcast.
I got bit by something.
Yeah, you probably did get bit by something. Talk about people. Yeah, you pitiful, bro. Hey, pray for this girl for real, man. But listen to me. I was a red flag, a walking financial red flag. Okay, and so real quick, because I'm gonna give Christina the floor, because I've been doing a lot of talking, and she's gonna answer this question: what made her still want to date me? What made her accept my proposal? And then what made her actually accept me marrying her and like walking down the aisle? What made her walk down the aisle with me?
Why
What
in
made
the
her
world?
say I do? Okay.
Yes.
But again, why does this matter? Okay, why does this episode matter? Like we always do. We already mentioned, if you ignore these red flags, it can lead to major disappointment and resentment, and things can get just bad between you and your partner. And who is this for? This is for those who are dating. Whether you're early in the dating phase with your person, or maybe you are deep in love. Maybe y'all a couple years in, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all look at each other like, this my baby and booby, and y'all got all these nicknames and stuff like that. All right. And so I want you to understand, and Christina wants you to understand, marriage is the second most important decision you'll ever make, right behind your relationship with God. Your relationship with Jesus, you deciding to be with Jesus, is the most important, in my personal, humble opinion. And the second most important decision is not career or when you're going to have kids, is who you get married to.
Right.
All right. And so I'm getting ready to flip it on Christina. I painted a picture. I'm a financial red flag 11 years ago.
Yeah, you did.
What made you still want to date me? What made you accept my proposal? What made you say I do?
Yeah. The thing that I want to start with is I've dated other guys who also financially
I've dated other guys. Hey,
who also financially has some things going on.
What are things? Be specific. Problems
May have asked me for money. I spent money, this and this. But with you, it was different. But I really want to stress that I did not overlook your red flag just because of your potential. Because you had
a bunch of red flags.
Right. But what I'm saying is, starting off, when I compare others asking me for money or this, and I compare you like at the same time, like when it happened, right? Yes, you had more potential than them, right? As far as just who you were as a person and such. But red flags should not be overlooked just because of a person's potential.
That's good. You spitting.
Red flags should not be overlooked just because of a person's potential.
That's good.
I did that before with others because I felt, you know me, I always assume good intent.
Yeah.
Want to see the best in people.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
if I really can't see it, I try to make myself see it.
Yeah.
But with you, I truly saw your potential. But it wasn't just that. The number one thing is I recognized that this was you asking me for that $3,000.
Yeah.
You not having the money and stuff. It was situational. It was, out of your control, in the sense of you were just really trying to help your family business. You chose. No one made you not.
Right.
But it was situational.
Right.
So it wasn't, though, based upon your character.
Sure.
And that is one of the big things. I learned you and your character, right? So I knew that this wasn't going to be a repeat occurrence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. And then you showed that, again, it wasn't like a habit. Again, it just wasn't a habit. And you said, per se, well, how did you know it wasn't a habit? Because we continued on.
Did I ever ask you?
No, you never asked again. And then also I saw the work you were doing in the business. It's not just you were telling me, because I've been in that situation where people paint this picture of why they need the money, all the schemes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I was there. I saw.
In the family business.
Right. And I was able to witness it. And also you were open about it.
Mm-hmm.
You took ownership for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't like give me some excuse. You were real and honest with me about what, we didn't share exactly what you needed for, but I knew,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think you even showed me, I don't know if you showed me the
I
bill, but
might
you
have.
might have been, but like you just were very open,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew your values and such and how everything led there. So I just want to paint the picture with that first and foremost, that all of that was important when it came to
That's
like
good.
that red flag,
Yep.
right? And doing the vetting. But outside of that, outside of me realizing that was situational, it wasn't your character and
Because what
and
about the
all of that.
savings? What about
Yes.
the no? I couldn't give you security
Yeah.
financially. I
Yeah.
didn't have a house
Yeah.
or apartment. I didn't have no car.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't have all the things that I
Yeah.
said. No,
Yeah.
no income.
Yeah. So
That
now
speak to
let
that.
me speak to that red
Yeah.
flag. So the first red flag I talked about was you asked me for the 3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second red flag is everything you said. Broke, 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 broke.
Yeah.
Nothing, 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 nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that red flag, the big thing is depending on when you're dating a person, they may not all us ladies, we want, like I said, we want that security.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy to say, oh, you can't buy me this, you can't do this for me, this, and this. And they want it initially, right? They want the person who's established. That's why a lot of us are dating. A lot of women date older men because they want someone who's already established and can do for them. And that's not always the case, but I'm just saying in some instances, just the idea of someone being established. And you can date someone younger who's established too. Let me
Right.
make that clear. But what I'm saying is the thing for me that I saw in you, even though you didn't have the money, you didn't have everything, was I saw your leadership first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw that you were a man with a vision and leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I saw, again, firsthand, not just what you told me, because you can paint an elaborate story.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what you were doing in your family business.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to your vision, I knew what you wanted to do speaking wise. I saw what you were doing to get that
And you came
up
to
and
that.
going.
Remember that gig you
Yeah,
came to at the church?
Yep, your
Speaking
first,
gig.
your first speaking engagement.
Yep.
Outside of what you did on your
Yep.
college campus, and I was there. I saw it. I saw that you were showing up for free and putting in the work. So I knew that you weren't all about money,
Right.
in the sense of like just your vision, your leadership. So you weren't all about money, but you knew that money was important and you were putting in the work to get there. So I knew that you weren't going to just stay, down. You were building.
Yeah.
And you were doing it with integrity, and you were doing it with your purpose and your passion. You weren't just out here grinding, and nothing to the person out here grinding, because if you are low and you have to wait a while for your purpose and passion to come into, you may not have parents who let you stay with them rent free and where you can 2 years build it, so you may have to do the grind with it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I saw your drive and your hunger. I saw that you kept God first, and that ultimately is the most important thing, that I knew who you were submitting to and the path that you were on, and it was based upon him. Because again, I want to make clear, you, even when you stepped away from your family business, you had job offers. People, what I say, I was making 40,000. I remember one person said, "Yeah, something, you could come work and pay 60,000." And you know me, I'm like, 60,000, you better take it, But ultimately, I sat back and I recognized that what long term, right? People want the quick money, but I knew long term where we were going. So I was okay sacrificing and being in the trenches with you, because I saw your leadership, your vision, and your drive and your hunger.
Yeah.
And it's not, again, just what you were talking about, because I've been with people that they just talk, they paint a pretty picture.
Yeah.
But I saw it, the action, the work. I saw the emails. I saw you driving. I saw the meetings. I saw different things. And I heard what you were saying. So when it came to you being broke, I knew that was just stage, a temporary. It
Yeah.
wasn't permanent.
Yeah.
And your mindset, you have that growth mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that was important, and that is why I was able to overlook and realize that those, though on paper those were red flags,
Mm-hmm.
but you weren't the red flag.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's good. Let me share this quick. This is a quick hitter. I remember when we were living with the Burtons and kind of moving from family business to now speaking, and now we're married now, and we're trying to build this speaking business now. I've walked away from the family business, and now we're focused on this speaking business. And I got a call, or I think it was a call to be the keynote speaker at a Walgreens event.
Mm-hmm.
Blew our minds.
Yeah.
Went crazy. This is the big one. This is it. And the funny part is, went, killed it, did an amazing job. It led to other opportunities. But we left that event and we went back to the Burton's house because that was our house.
Yeah.
I want y'all to understand this, like the highs and lows of trying to build something while you are honeymooning, if you will. You're in the early phase of your marriage. You got somebody who you can build with, who you trust financially, who took a huge risk on you. She didn't know if I was just gonna turn out to really be a bum. I could have been all talk, to be honest with you.
But I vetted you.
But she vetted. Right.
Yeah.
She just told y'all she did her homework.
And I want to say this, the progress. I think that's important.
That's what I was speaking to.
Okay.
So that's what I was speaking to. So that Walgreens don't happen. We went back to the Burtons though. It wasn't like, let's move out tomorrow. We good. Back to the Burtons. Then I remember a huge school district here in Missouri, one of the top school districts in Missouri. They booked me. Same thing. Went, killed it, got a nice chunk of change.
Went back to your in-laws.
Went back to the Burtons, back to my in-laws. And so Christina is seeing this progression. It wasn't like I'm just stagnant for years and no money is coming in and there's no forward progression. There's no increase. There was just, it was incremental. It was very incremental and slow and steady. They say slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what were you going to say?
No, you finished.
So what I want y'all to see is, again, if you're watching this on either side, the male side or the female side, these are things to pay attention to. Now, we're already married at this point, but again, she already spoke to what she saw before the marriage. Now we're speaking to what she saw after, because I'm laying in her old bed that she grew up with after marriage, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't comfortable. I couldn't enjoy. I couldn't really fully enjoy.
But that's the thing too. I'm glad you're saying it when it comes to the red flag.
Yeah.
You weren't like looking for your handout. So what am I saying? That's important to say too. Like we were building, you weren't comfortable. Now, if I saw we were staying at my parents' house, and this goes with the vetting, and you were just so comfortable. My mom, she always, wanted to make us breakfast and cook and stuff. And if you were always like, hey, thanks for breakfast and all,
let me say this
looking for everything.
This is a rant. I'm about to go on a rant.
Okay.
We time. No,
we don't want no rant.
Listen, if you dated, let me say.
So listen.
Hold on.
No. Listen. You would have actually not.
Listen.
My mom would be like, why? I would say, no, Mom, we're not gonna eat dinner tonight. She'll say what she was gonna cook. I said, no, Mom, we're not gonna eat dinner. We're gonna go out to eat, or I'm gonna cook something. No, I want to cook, and then we'll be arguing. Most people will be, but a lot of it was because you didn't want you felt a certain type of way.
Listen,
and then my mom was
Christina
feeling bad, so I'd be like, Tony, just eat the food.
I'm not gonna say that inappropriate. Just watch this. I'm telling y'all right now.
Then I would tell you. Then I would tell you, Tony, we don't have to pay. She's going, but he was like, no.
I'm gonna say this. She cut into about a minute and a half of my rant, but that was good that you said that. Let me say this though. This is for men and women. If you are staying, it's no not if you staying with your in-laws or your parents. I actually advise that when you're trying to build something. But especially for the man, if the man that you are dating, well, you should be married at the time, but if the man you're dating or married is not frustrated while living there, you need to leave him alone.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You like if he is enjoying living at his parents or your parents, you got it. You need to run. You need to get out of there. We were there for 2 years, and I love my in-laws. I swear I love them. I was trying to run. I couldn't get out of there quick enough. It was 2 years too long, and they were accommodating. Like she just said, food, didn't have to pay no rent. Like, washing the clothes, didn't have to buy no line. I mean, they were phenomenal, but the reality is, I'm trying to get my wife to my own crib. I'm trying to make my own money and get my wife to my own crib.
Yeah.
And so it was never complacency.
Yes. And it wasn't because, again, like you weren't comfortable. It's not that because everybody who's listening, they may not be dating someone who's starting a business. So
right.
It's different if they're just working, a 9-to-5 corporate, like I work in corporate.
Mm-hmm.
If they were doing that, then they would have that income right away.
They would.
But building a business is different. And it also depends on what type of business you're building. So
because sometimes you got to make some money, then you got to pour it back into the business. So you make,
and that's what we did. Those 2
couple
years,
$100, then half of it you got to pour back into
even though you were making money, you still weren't making money because we were putting everything.
Website,
and my
videos,
parents allowed us to keep doing that. They wanted us to be ahead. So what am I saying when it comes to these red flags and why I chose to still date you is because I saw the Mary, I saw the big picture. Mm-hmm. I saw the vetting. I did all of the vetting. So, and what I'm saying is it shouldn't be long. So what I'm not saying is, oh, this person has all these red flags and yeah, you could keep dating them for 2 years. The reason why the 2 years is on play is because you were building a business.
That's it.
If the person isn't building a business and the red flags and it's not moving anywhere, then you shouldn't be dating. Stop wasting your time, right? Yep. So I want to make that clear because the person may think, okay, well, I can let them work on their flags for 2 years.
I was going to say, I'm going to give them this, and this is bonus because this ain't even, we haven't gotten to the top 3, and we're getting ready to say the top 3 in literally 30 seconds. I challenge you to challenge your partner with this. Okay, let's sit down. Give me a year. Tell me in this year what you are going to be shooting for. Mm-hmm. Kevin Hart, actually, I remember him saying he did this with his mom. When he was getting ready to start with comedy, he went to his mom and said, this is what I want to do. I think instead of going to college, and he said, I'm going to make a deal with you. Mm-hmm. Just give me a year. It might have been a couple years. I don't remember. And she basically said, okay. But she said, I want to see progression. Mm-hmm. So even if I would have done that with Christina, and we didn't do this, but let's pretend, Christina, give me a year and I'll be here with speaking.
Yeah.
If there's no type of progression towards that, let's say the goal is I want to have $10,000 in the bank account just from speaking in year 1. Let's say I come up short and I hit $7,500. Christina probably said, I'll take that. Versus it being $7.
Yeah.
So that's a little bonus tip. That's how you can judge if there's actual progression happening. All right. With that being said, top 3 financial red flags to avoid while dating. Here are the 3. Which ones are you gonna do? You want to do number 1? What you want to do?
Yeah, I'll do the first one.
All right, let's go.
So if the person that you're dating doesn't want to be financially intimate, which basically means they avoid conversations about past, present, and future finances.
Yeah.
So you have to know.
Yeah.
And those of you listening, you may be at different ages. So you may just focus on the present and then where they're going. But that past is important. Everybody wants to avoid the past.
Yeah.
Talk about the past.
Yeah.
See, did they give? Did they save? How to spend? What do they have to show for their money? Just different things. And then also the present, how they're spending, and then the future finances. So, but not just spending what they're making and having these conversations. If you are going to be, if you're dating, you plan to marry this person and you do not know their spending information,
Yeah.
spending habits,
Yeah.
if you do not know how much money they have saved,
Yeah.
if you do not know how much money they make,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying you ask her on the first date, but once you establish this is a person
Yeah.
and you don't know that,
Yeah.
and they don't want to talk about it, then
Yeah.
that's a red flag.
Number 2, excessive spending on shiny objects and clothes, but no savings, no plan, and no financial discipline. All right. I'm gonna say it again. Excessive spending. It's not that you can't spend on, different shiny objects and clothes, and I'm cool with all that. That's great. Do your thing. But if you are excessively spending and there is no money that is accruing in your accounts, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And if you notice that in the person that you're dating, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
If they're posting these pictures on social media, I'm gonna be real. If they're posting these pictures on social media to show an image,
Yeah.
they in front of their car, they're in front of their house, their clothes, whatever it is, they're trying to show the public an image. And I'll be honest with you,
then that
they're
means the
trying to
money, the spending is always gonna come because
it's
they're
always
they're
always
always gonna need something new and flashy.
the more people that like they
Yeah.
post, the more people
Yeah.
that comment means the more money they're
Yeah.
gonna spend to get more of that.
Yeah. Might even prioritize that over a bill or such.
100%.
Yeah, we're not saying don't buy those things, but the excessiveness
100%.
of it.
100%. 100%.
And then the third thing is allowing you, if the person you're dating allows you to pay for everything, right? So, or they never offer to pay. That's the big thing. So some men, it could be different things. One, it could be a sign that they don't have any money, right?
Yeah.
If they allow you to pay for everything, or if they don't offer to pay. But then some men, they do want to control through money. So you want to, especially for a woman, you want to know that the man is going to allow your input, allow you to contribute and things, and like that money isn't like off the table. Like where they're just like, I'm controlling the money. Like you want to be able to spend and do things. And then sometimes some women, they don't want to carry any financial responsibility. So they want the man to always show up and to take care of them. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, again, but ultimately you have to know what it is type of relationship you want.
Yeah.
But we do think there should be a balance, and when it comes to a healthy relationship. So a red flag is definitely,
and again, this is in dating.
Yeah.
This is what you got to realize. So there was dates early on that, I paid for. I think there was some Christina paid for. There were times where she offered, and I was like, "No, I got it."
Yeah,
And
well,
I
you
know
know you
that
ain't
I know
got
that
it.
that's not the old school way, but I like to see that
Yeah.
because that meant that I knew that as I continue to make more money, again, as I continue to make more money, I could trust her.
Yep.
And so, with that being said, I hope you gained something from this particular episode. Like we always do at the end of every single episode, I want to throw out this net, if you will. If you are watching this and you've never accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, He is not head of your life. He is not somebody that you have a relationship with. You don't have a relationship with God. Listen, this is your chance. This is your opportunity. It is the most important decision you will ever make. Guaranteed. More important than any money decision you'll ever make is your relationship with Jesus. So with that being said, if that is you watching this, you say, Tony, I want to know Jesus and I want to know Jesus for myself. All you have to do is repeat this prayer after me. And the Bible says that you will be saved. So watch this. Repeat this prayer after me. God, I thank you for saving me. I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, that He walked this earth, lived a sinless life, died on the cross for my sins, was buried for me, and rose again on the third day. Because I believe that, I ask you, Jesus, to come into my heart, wash me in your blood, cleanse me, forgive me of my sins. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
With that being said, if you said that prayer, welcome to the family of God. shoot us a DM,
Yeah.
shoot us an email. Let us know you made that decision. We want to send you some resources that'll help you in this new journey, in this new walk, if you will. And just to end it, we hope that everybody watching this prospers financially. We really do. We hope that if you're dating, that you and your partner build something that can benefit others financially. And we hope that once you get married, you can do the exact same thing. And we're believing that God is going to bless you in a crazy, crazy way financially, but we want you to be healthy. And so take these red flags, pay attention to them. And if you see these show up in the dating process, get up out of there. Just run. Because like I said at the beginning, the scout ant comes, he brings his partners with him. So these red flags, if one comes, chances are 3, 4, 5 of them are right behind him.
Okay,
right?
don't run because I didn't run with Tony. And that would have been bad if I would have ran.
Yeah,
Do
you're
your
right.
vetting, but don't stick around too long. And if you
if
need
she
to
would've
run, then
ran,
run. Okay,
yeah.
that's the better advice. So
All right.
thank you all for watching.
Don't forget to go comment. Hey, listen, if you disagree with anything we said, I want to see it in the comments. If you agree, we want to see it in the comments.
Yeah, and or if you have anything to add, because we do not know it all, and these episodes are not long enough to cover it all. So
not at all.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. And this was Thompson Talks with
Tony
and Christina. Have a great day.